This is the plaintiff, Travis St. Clair. He says he sold his car to the defendant, a friend of his girlfriend's, and he foolishly gave her the car and the title before she paid for it in full. Well, now the woman still hasn't paid him the money she owes. It's been 3 months, and the buck stops here in this court because he still owed $700, the amount he's suing for. This is the defendant, Jacqueline. She says the plaintiff, her friend's boyfriend, ripped her off royally by selling her a car that needs a ton of repairs, and she's not paying him another cent. That's right. She has to spend serious money just to keep the thing running. She paid him the book value of the car and won't pay any more. She's accused of refusing to pay in full. The defendant has filed a countersuit for $3,624.37 for lost wages and car repairs.
All parties, please use your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case on the docket. The plaintiff sold a car to his girlfriend's friend and gave her title before she paid. Now, she says the car is a disaster. She's already paid enough. It's the case of hoop-de-doo.
Thank you, Douglas. Travis St. Clair, you are suing Jacqueline for $700, a balance that, according to you, she owes you on a car sale. You not only don't want to pay him that, but you want him to pay you $3,624.37 in money you've spent on repairs and lost wages. Let me hear from you first.
Okay, I had a 2000 Honda Civic that I got from a good friend of mine.
What does got mean?
I purchased from a friend.
Okay.
Had the car for sale. A friend of mine that she knows, Jennifer, told me she was looking for a car. So got her number, talked to her. She seen the car, liked the car. I told her I was asking $1,500 the best offer. She made me an offer of $1,300 for the car. I accepted. Said that's fine. There was a couple of things that I needed to repair on the car. So I agreed to fix the O2 sensor. It had an exhaust leak. It needed some tires and a couple other minor issues with the car. Told her I would take care of all that. Once she got the car, everything would be all set. At the time, she was driving a Mitsubishi Eclipse. That was basically on her last leg. The car was about to die.
But by this point, she had paid you how much?
She gave me $300 for a deposit to hold the car. I said,
right.
okay, that's fine. She said she needed to come up with the rest of the money.
How long were you going to give her to come up with the rest of the money?
I didn't give her a timetable because she still had the car that she was driving and it was still drivable.
All right, but then she comes up to you because now the car was in its last leg and
yes, the car Yes, the car overheated, cracked the radiator. It also needed a starter and head gasket.
Why did she bring it to you?
She asked me if I could take a look at the car. I used to be a mechanic for the last 20 years, so I just changed careers.
That's why. All right, so she brings it to you, and what happens?
She brought it to me. I looked at it. First, I got the car to start because it wouldn't start for that, so I took care of that. Never charged her. Maybe 2 or 3 weeks later after that, the car overheated, cracked the radiator, and the car wouldn't start. So she said she was going to junk the car. The money she got from junking the car, she was going to give me that towards the balance she owed me.
Okay.
She paid me an additional $300 towards the car.
Okay.
After the car died, I felt bad, so I said, you know what, I will give you the car early. I had an O2 sensor that was ordered.
But, okay, so she paid $300 and then she paid you another $300.
Yes.
That's $600.
Yes.
And you sold the car to her for how much?
$1,300.
Oh, $1,300. All right, so then you tell her, you know what, I'll give you the car before you're done paying?
Yes, because
yeah, that's a really bad idea.
Well, she was good friends with my girlfriend.
How'd that
at
work
the
out
time.
for you?
They didn't.
Right.
Not good at all.
Okay.
So there was an O2 sensor I needed to replace for the check engine light. The O2 sensor that came in was wrong. So I let her know. I said, I'm going to reorder the O2 sensor. When it comes in, I will let you know. O2 sensor came in, sent her a text. I have the correct O2 sensor. Can you bring the car back? Never brought me the car back.
Except for that once you gave her a car to drive.
Yes.
Okay, that you're selling to her that is an 18-year-old, it's old enough to vote.
Yes.
Right? Mm-hmm. What do you think she's going to do, Ben?
Everything
She had
started,
a million complaints, and now
right.
she wants the car for $600, apparently.
Right.
Because she's got the car.
Correct.
She's only paid $600 for it.
Right.
And you got a lawsuit.
Yes.
We wrap that up pretty well. Why don't you tell me your side of things?
Okay. So I basically had gotten the car from him. I paid him the $300.
That was nice of him, because you hadn't even paid for it yet.
It was extremely nice of him. I was not saying that it wasn't. The problem is that basically when I had gotten the car, I had called him the same day and said, hey, my driver's side window will not roll down. It's not going down at all.
Didn't you notice that when you test drove the car and decided to buy
We
it?
didn't test drive the car.
Why would you buy a car that you didn't test drive?
I don't know, to be honest with you.
Okay, well, you're the only one I can ask.
Trust me, if I could do this all over again, I would do it much differently.
Okay.
Basically, the car that I did have was pretty much going little by little. Next thing, you know, I pretty much had the car break down. He did help me, and he was nice enough to not charge me for it, which I appreciated.
Which you promptly repaid him by stiffing him the rest of the money?
I did not intend
But you did.
to.
You didn't pay. Listen, you're buying an 18-year-old car. You can't possibly think that there's not going to be problems with it.
Correct.
You had a chance to look at it, test drive it, everything before you bought it. Then
Correct.
you buy it, and then when it's in your possession, you don't pay another penny for it. How do you think? You know exactly like it looks? That's how
Right.
it is.
Right.
Exactly how bad it looks right now. It sounds
Right.
terrible when I say it, right?
No, it doesn't sound good at all.
Right.
I'm not saying it doesn't sound bad, but basically what had happened was I was going to give him more money, and everybody was yelling at me, oh, well, you can't pay any more on that car. It's like you said, it was 18 years old
Yeah,
at
but
the time.
see, those people don't understand the law. The time
Right.
for this, that ship sailed.
Right.
Because you bought it. So they shouldn't
I
be
already
telling
bought
you,
it.
I got an idea. Why don't you ignore the contract and make the guy sue you?
was a verbal
These
agreement.
people are, yeah, that's a contract. That's a
Correct.
verbal contract.
Correct.
You know, you can't buy a car and not pay the guy. What's your counterclaim about? $3,624?
It was for basically the estimates to fix the window. How can you basically sell a car without rolling a window down, knowing that it doesn't work?
Okay, ever a good idea to sell a car to your boyfriend or girlfriend's friend?
No, I think things would get too complicated.
Too complicated? What if the price is really good?
It should be dealt between the boyfriend and like the friend, not the girlfriend shouldn't be involved.
So you think the girlfriend's not going to get involved if things go bad? Tell me the truth.
She probably will get involved.
That's enough going inside the courtroom.
Did that window work when you had it?
Yes. When she got the car, she said, I have text messages to prove. She said, do you know you have a problem with the windows? I said, I knew the passenger side window was going down slow because of the car sitting for a long period of time. The window run channel was dirty. I lubed it. I told her I lubed it up. It made a big difference. It was going up and down fine. She told me the driver's side was off track. So again, I told her, bring the car back to me. I would look at it.
And did she?
No, she never brought it back. She also
Why didn't you
wrote-
bring the car back? He seems like a free source of
Because
repairs.
I honestly didn't trust the source of the fact. Because basically, with the fact that he was threatening to take the vehicle, I was afraid that he was going to steal my car. That's why I didn't bring it to him.
Well, that happened way later. That's not the day you picked up
No.
the car.
No, I
Right,
called
so on the day you pick up the car, when he says bring it back, why don't you bring it back?
Because I didn't have the time. I was working a lot of
Okay,
hours.
all righty. Okay, we're done. Jacqueline, you got to pay the man, and the man does not have to pay you. This is an as-is car sale. All of your complaints are the kinds of things you've waived by having bought a car that was as-is. The only thing that makes this interesting is the fact that he was nice enough and dumb enough to give you the car before you finish paying for it. And when you do that, we have a name for people like you. You think the word is kind. I say the word is litigant. Okay? Because this is where you end up trying to get that money. Okay? $700 verdict for the plaintiff on your counterclaim 0. Good luck, folks.
So, after coming to court, the plaintiff is going to get his $700. It's taken him a while. Jacqueline, you obviously made a series of mistakes. Wouldn't you agree?
Correct.
So, what about the car?
I have to fix it all on my own, like I've been doing since I got the car, and I don't trust somebody who says they were going to fix it, but then never got back to me. So
But you didn't take the car to him. You know?
I couldn't
could
bring
have
the
done
car
it.
to him because I didn't trust that he was going to take
You
the
were
car.
afraid
back.
he'd take the car.
Yes.
Well, see, that was a mistake on your part.
Yeah.
maybe.
Well, if I knew, trust me, I would have done it a long different way.
Okay. Well, hopefully you've learned from this whole affair, all righty? Mr. St. Clair, you seem like the good guy in all this, you know? You weren't going to steal the car she brought it back, were you?
No, not at all. I was willing to fix everything on the car.
Yeah, okay. Sorry you had to go through this. Okay.
No problem.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, good enough. Harvey?
So if this is an as-is sale, it is simply dumb not to have a mechanic check it out. And if the seller won't let you take it to a mechanic before buying it, you move on and don't buy the car.